relationships, trauma, philosophy. Relationships, trauma, philosophy.
Welcome to the Yella Habibi podcast. If you are craving more adventure in life, whether to live it vicariously through us or get ideas to spark your own, this is the podcast for you. I'm Scott.
And I'm Shelby.
We are a couple exploring life, sharing the ups and downs of figuring it all out. Whether it's our travel stories, relationship goals, tough moments, or philosophical conversations, it is never a dull episode. Join us on this spinning rock we call Earth as we figure it out together. To all our new listeners, welcome. And everyone else, welcome back.
Welcome indeed.
Before we do jump into the episode, please do whack the like button with a giant foam finger. I used to have one of those whenever I go to gigs. That was good fun. Launch subscribe into orbit, drop 5 stars on the podcast like a bag of exploding marshmallows, and share the episode by screaming it through a megaphone in a library. It really helps us keep going. And head over to TikTok to catch the best bits from today's episode. And if you're joining us for the first time, you can go back and see all our favourite moments. And to all our new listeners, Shelby is our resident lexicographer and etymologist, also known on this podcast as the countdown legend Susie Dent.
We do love Susie Dent.
We do. We're going to say it every episode till she comes on. I don't know. I'm happy we did create an intro, but the more I say it as we go through these episodes, the more I feel like it's quite rehearsed and just doesn't feel... I don't know. I feel like we need an intro because otherwise we just fall flat on an intro. But also I worry if it makes people clock out because it feels like a bit too, I don't know, like what you'd hear in a lecture or something, like you'd hear in an exhibition. I don't know. I don't know where you find the balance. We need something because otherwise we don't know what to say. But also, I don't know. We'll have to figure it out.
Yeah, maybe it just needs to be a bit shorter.
Yeah.
I think that's the only thing that I would... And how you read it just then felt very ASMR.
Yeah.
It felt very... You are now listening to a podcast by us.
That, in reality, is what will change with it, because obviously we're going to come into these episodes with different moods, with different energies, with the energy in us, and all sorts can affect the flow of a podcast. I've had a bit of a stressful day. I haven't had a hugely stressful day. That's hard because I know people are going to have probably much more stressful days than me. But I parked the car into a lamppost today. It wasn't a lamppost. It was a small post that jumped out at me. And I've never clipped anything.
The lamppost bumped into you.
Yeah, lamppost. But this lamppost was the size of a 2-foot dwarf. Like it was, you couldn't see it. Even my mum, I was driving her and she didn't see it. And she's driven her whole life. But it's the first time I've ever bumped the car into anything in my whole time of driving. I'm so angry at myself. But what's hilarious is, I hope you don't mind me saying it, we can cut it. But I've been worried all the way coming back to tell Shelby. And we've gone out and I've gone to show her everything. And everything I pointed at, Shelby's gone, that was there before. That was there before. I went, yeah, but what about this one? Oh yeah, that's been there for 2 years. So
every little scrape he was pointing out, I was like, yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah, because it made such a loud noise. I backed up into it about 4 miles an hour, and it made a noise as if I'd hit a wall at 50 miles an hour.
Yeah,
it made such a crunching noise, and I've not experienced that before because I've not hit anything before. So yeah, I thought, oh my god, the bumper's going to be off everything. But seems like it didn't do a right lot.
No, definitely not.
So,
the light on the back that is slightly less glass on than it had before, but it was also already broken. So
there we go.
I could have come off driving for all we know.
Exactly.
So yeah, you don't need to worry.
So there we go. This episode is a little late for the lovers out there, but we were going to try to record it a couple of days, to come out last Tuesday, but we just couldn't get around to it. So we put out our Dreams episode, so I hope you enjoyed that. But we're still going to do it because we do want to do some episodes about significant events throughout the year. We're trying to do that a bit more. So the one, of course, that happened on Saturday 14th was...
Valentine's Day. I was trying to think of something funny to say.
Yeah, I was maybe a song, but is there a Valentine's song you think of, my darling?
Valentine. Oh, I feel like there is, but I can't.
I'm really putting you on the spot there. Well, it was a little harsh. But if you come up with one, just feel free to just start at any point.
Yeah.
Um,
You know my brain is going to disengage
Yeah.
now for the remainder of the podcast
oh
until I figure it out.
no, you will so come up with one. Yeah. So, as you would have already seen from this very triggering thumbnail that I created, because I'm trying to get you guys to click on it. But honestly, we're gonna be accurate to what we're putting out on that thumbnail, and we're gonna argue against Valentine's Day.
It's been what can I say? A difficult topic for me throughout my life. For those that don't know, Scott is my first relationship, and I've always had a lot of negative feelings towards Valentine's Day. Not least of which, because every year my mum would send me a card saying "From guess who."
That is so adorable.
It's mugging me right off.
Once you get 15 upwards, that's gonna hurt.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
Even at 18, she did it.
She still does. What are you on about?
Oh, she still does.
She's still.
Oh, that's adorable. Actually, I rate that, because if she stopped it, I think that would have been worse. I
Yeah.
actually rate that. She's either thought of that enough to go, if I stop this, then she's going to realise I did this to make her feel less left out. If I
Yeah.
carry on, then it's what I've always done.
Yeah.
Or she hasn't thought of any of that. It's just she wants to show her love to you as well, because I know you're a very loving family.
Yeah. But it really wound me up because I always felt very undesirable, and I felt nobody wants me. I'm so pathetic. My mother has to send me a Valentine's card. And she didn't know that's how I felt. Unless she'd have stopped, I'm sure. But yeah, anyway.
Wow.
Let's bring the tone down.
No. Whilst you can't see Shelby at this moment in time, if you could, you'd be drooling.
Oh.
There's a hot piece of ass behind this mic. Directly from this mic. And the room gets steamy every time she walks in. It's like walking into a sauna every day. Yeah.
That's cute.
It's true.
You're very sweet.
Yeah, so you obviously have an upbringing of not a good relationship with Valentine's Day. My relationship growing up was positive. It was probably pretty standard. I did treat it as a thing if I had a girlfriend at the time. Yeah, and you do very standard things. You go out for dinner, you buy each other chocolates, cards, whatever. And that is actually going to be one of my arguments for, which I'll get to in a minute, is I don't think it's totally bad for everyone. And bad is probably the wrong word. It's just for us, I think we're going to communicate quite clearly here. We don't care for it.
Yeah.
But let's give you some points rather than just say we're miserable fuckers.
Yeah.
So I'll throw one out there is we, as a couple, we show love every day. It comes through the everyday commitment, the everyday tasks, the everyday care for one another. Love can't just come from a single event. Now, and I want to be careful here to relate this to other parts of my life because I don't want to offend anyone. But I'm just going to say this in a very coded way. There are people in my life who like to show love to other people in my life through big events, and they know, and they think if they can stay there till early hours, or if they put loads of money towards that person, then that backs up the amount of love that they don't show them for the rest of the year. They don't message them, they don't see them, they don't go to the house, blah blah blah. But for me, that's just not how love works. Love is an everyday. Love is that constant want and care for one another. And that can be through the tiniest thing of just a hug in the morning, or it could be through a large favor, like just driving them to the dentist. It could just be wanting to be there for them every day. So it doesn't mean you have to go crazy every day, but that for me is love. So for me, that's why I don't think we need Valentine's to validate that. We're not going to wake up tomorrow and go, do we love each other? Do we need to maybe go out for dinner to like just make us realize we don't need to tell each other that. We naturally, through our habits, just feel it.
Yeah.
So that would be my first point.
Yeah. And just off the back of that, I love you so much that every day feels like Valentine's Day. So we don't need... Yeah, and so we both have worked from home for the last couple of years. So, like, a lot of couples don't see each other that much, which is... If I thought about it, like, how much less we'd see each other if we both worked in, like, different locations.
Oh, it'd be substantial. I mean, yeah, because we both work remotely for years. Well, actually, ever since... Well, no, you didn't work remotely initially.
No, but since we've been traveling for the last couple of years.
You turn remote pretty quickly. And I was remote, so that obviously... If you have a day off whenever I'd be around, yeah, it'd be 8 hours plus the travel time. So let's say 10 hours times 5 decrease. That's pretty big.
It is.
Not
so
50. 50 hours.
So yeah, so we see each other lots and we show love every day. And not only just like in how we interact with each other daily, but like we do things together. Like we go out on regular dinner dates, we go to gigs, we go to events, we go traveling. We don't go on holiday. We're constantly on holiday. Like we show love in lots of, I would say, more meaningful ways. A while ago, we did the love languages quiz. I don't actually remember what the outcome was of that.
Yes, make sure to go to episode. I was going to recommend this later, but that is episode 15. 1 quiz, 5 love languages, discussing results and growing a couple podcast. Do go check that out after this.
Yes, do. It was a great episode, actually. So we did the entire quiz and answered our questions. I believe that yours were acts of service and quality time, and mine was quality time. But basically, for both of us, we know that, because like you don't just have to be one, like you can be a mixture of some of the different love languages, and for both of us, quality time was important.
Yeah, that was one I assumed you would have, and you did. You had quality time was a big one for you.
Yeah.
Whereas mine was more acts of service.
Yeah.
It was a big one for me, and I think,
that's the thing. So that's how we show love to each other, by doing nice things for each other and spending time together rather than gift giving. We like gifts, don't we? Everyone likes gifts, and I'm saying that, not everyone, but we as a couple like to get each other things and receive things, but it's not the most important thing by any stretch.
No, I enjoy gift giving. When it comes to a birthday, Christmas, an event where you would gift give, I really enjoy that. But yeah, sort of day to day, we might randomly just get something in the shop for each other. But we don't, we're not spending a silly amount of money on each other outside of birthdays and Christmas. We're not really doing that. But that's fine if that is your love language. You know?
Totally.
That's okay. It's well worth it. I ignored the love language quiz for a long time. I thought it was a bit of a silly thing. But once I did it, I was like, oh yeah, that actually adds up. And what's more important, it's not understanding as much, I found at least, because I had a reasonably good grasp on what mine was, but it's more about what your partner's is. Because I was wrong. And the quality time I was right, but the second one I was wrong with. So and go check that episode out to learn all about it. So yeah, that's what I would say is more important about.
100%. Yeah. Because if you personally, your love language is gifts, giving gifts and receiving gifts, then you might think, I'm showing you love, I buy you flowers every week.
Exactly.
And the other person's, yeah, but you don't listen to me, like you don't show up for me and spend time with me.
Exactly.
And they'll be like, but I'm showing, you know that I love you because I'm buying you things. You're showing love, but they're not receiving love.
They're giving you love through their language.
Yeah, exactly.
But you're not receiving it through yours. So this is a common problem where things can break down. Even in work, that's a common. I know it seems simple, but some people love an email. Some people love an email. I detest emails, but some people, they love to communicate through emails.
Yeah.
Other people love to just jump on the phone. But if you phone the person who likes emails, they will have a panic attack. As if the Queen has just called them. I'd be like, what do you want? They'd just be so taken aback to you. Gone. It's just, you've got to understand how people communicate.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's another one. That's a big one. Another one, yeah, you've already mentioned it. We do regular things together. Also, because we do regular things, we already spend a lot of money on things we want to do. Dinners are definitely, going out dinners, I wouldn't say is a huge, we love eating food as we travel. We're not a couple that are like, oh, we haven't been out this month, we need to go out for a dinner. It's not something we would chase.
Yeah.
It might just happen as a result of going to a gig or a comedy show or something, that's fine. We're not like massive into like dinners. So again, it'd be wasted money. And dinners these days in the UK are shockingly expensive.
Yeah.
You easily could spend £80 plus. So yeah.
Definitely. I mean, we did go out for a very nice meal recently. Where, well, I say it was the if you've ever seen the Hot Ones on YouTube, we went out for dinner for like an event. Like, so if it's a special event, like we're more than happy to do it. But it's not. Yeah, like you said, we don't feel the need to like, oh, we've got to go out on a Friday night, date night, and have dinner.
No, I think that might come into it if we were in a position where, yeah, if like kids appear, or other pressures that were out of our control, then maybe we would have to force like a date night because our lives get consumed by things. But right now we're good. My goodness, we are already behind on time. But as a whole, we're just not going to lean into that guilt of not doing enough on Valentine's Day as well. Because also it's like, how much do you have to do? Do you have to wake your partner up with breakfast? Do you have to take them to dinner, get them flowers, pay for everything, which is a whole different debate in a minute. And I feel like for some people, it just becomes another thing to post about. And look what my boy got me today.
Oh, 1,000%. I really don't. I don't like showboating or, I don't know, the more I think about social media, I mean, I could go on a whole different side quest and I'll not, but the more I think about social media and posting on social media, I'm like, who is it for?
Exactly. Well, yeah, people put their life on there, whether honestly or falsely. I was obsessed with it as a teenager, but quite quickly in my early 20s, I just thought it was a joke. I thought it was a waste of time. I still say I think it is an absolute waste of time. There are aspects of it that are not a waste of time. Being able to communicate instantly to someone across the world is unbelievable, and that is a fantastic thing. But to put your entire time into creating this image of yourself and your partner and whatever, for me, it's soulless. For me, it's wasted time. But maybe you could argue that's their hobby. I have a hobby in running. I have a hobby in audiobooks. Maybe that's their hobby.
Maybe so.
So, have you got any other things against?
Schmalentines, that's all.
What?
Schmalentines. That's all I've got to say.
Schmalentines.
Schmalentines.
Yeah, exactly. But we can't be all again. So for us right now, we couldn't be fussed for it.
Yeah.
We are gonna just chill in this weekend. We've been making a pact together anyway to start, because we have like 30 cookbooks, to start cooking one meal a week together out of a cookbook. So we've done that for the last 3 weeks. So we're just gonna do that, and it's gonna be really nice. We'll probably go for a walk. Our normal weekend, chill out a bit before we go on our travels very soon. So we want to enjoy that chill weekend. So yeah, we're just going to enjoy it. But for me, 4 is, one is I do think it helps younger, like teenagers. I do think it helps teenagers show and understand love between one another.
Okay, yeah, it's a training for it, isn't it? Here's a day. This is the kind of thing that you do on a romantic day.
Yeah, I think it's like the prom, like you ask a girl to prom, don't you? And it's like a big thing, and it's like you get nervous about it. It's a massive thing. It's a real big deal. I think Valentine's Day sort of trains you on what love is, and it can't help. And it was. You're looking at me all sorts of funny.
Sorry.
What was that?
No, just thinking about you asking a girl to prom, it melted me.
I actually went to prom with all the lads instead. But yeah. But yeah, I think it does help there. I think it does help in those situations. And again, I engaged with it as a teenager and I enjoyed it. But as an adult now, as we've expressed, I don't think we need it.
No. And also, just on the 4th thing, like on years that we had done it, like you got me an absolutely massive balloon.
Yeah.
That my mum accidentally popped.
Your mum went behind you when no one was looking and she popped maliciously.
No, that's not true. We've got like spiky chandeliers basically in the house, and my mum moved the balloon, it popped, and she felt, I shouldn't even probably say, she felt so bad about it.
She did. She like profusely apologized. I was like,
she was so sad.
It's okay, it's a balloon.
But the balloon was like, it was like 2 meters diameter or something. It was huge.
Yeah.
Or maybe not 2 meters, but like it was massive.
Yeah, I tried to make it as awkward as possible.
Yeah. Which and then I've framed the popped balloon, haven't I? With
Yeah.
some leaves from the first flowers you ever got me.
Yeah, it was cute.
So I do like romantic things like that, but I don't think that we need Valentine's Day for these things.
And I think that was our first year together.
Yeah, I think so.
So I felt I needed to do it because
Yeah.
I didn't know our stance on it. Yeah. But we figured it out now. We've spoken.
Yeah.
But swiftly moving on, the most contentious bit of the episode, and I want you to speak on this first because I don't want to talk too much, is who should pay for dinner on Valentine's?
So I always would say split the bill on a date 1000% of the time. Because, and I can remember saying this to you on our first date, I don't buy into the why on earth should a man be the one. And like, I say this as a staunch feminist, and there's a lot of things that I'd be like, yeah, fuck him. But like, I don't think that there's any logical, moral, whatever reason for a man to be the one to pay. And obviously, I'm talking here in a heteronormative coupling, so a man and a woman.
Yes.
I don't think that a man should ever have to pay for a woman because he's a man and because she's a woman. Like, I don't see the reasoning behind that at all. Like, I can understand some of, you might say men earn more than women on average. If that particular man earns significantly more than, and like they decided that. But even so, I don't really see why, because you're going, your personal finances aren't really relevant. I don't know.
No, I don't think they are in a meal context. That, when you get to a context of maybe buying a house, if you're together for life, you say we're committed to each other, we're married, whatever, and someone has quite a bit more of a salary, then I can understand, then you would come to an agreement that,
On like percentages or something like that.
Yeah, that they're going to pay a bigger percentage because you want that special home. Yeah, sure, that is going to happen at times. But I don't think it should be a daily habit from day to day. And dinner's been one of those key ones that people always argue on. I think even on the first date, now I will make it clear, I was not brought up like that. I was very much brought up is the man pays, the man does everything. And I will keep to all the courteous things. Lady goes first, open the door. I'm very much like that. And I started questioning the payment aspect when I got older. But whenever I put it out there, I just got shot down heavily because I lived in quite a big female household and none of them would be supporters of it. And so it would never really got entertained as a conversation even, which I think is already a bad start for anything. You have to entertain a conversation. But I did start to see people see it differently but I don't know what the majority is these days. I don't know. I feel like I see it's more still the man has to pay, but I don't know. It'd be interesting to see what you say out there.
Yeah, I'd be interested to know what people say. And I do actually know a lot of women that think that the man should pay. And I've never managed to get a single logical reason as to why. It's always, that's just how it is, isn't it?
Well, it's, again, a social norm. So this is true of life, right? So the second you start going against the social norm, you're vilified as the villain. And that, I guess that's just true of history, but it's quite worrying, really, because anyone who, the way we break through anything that we look back at, like slavery, for example, someone at some point had to stand up.
Yeah.
Someone had to break. That was a social norm.
Yeah.
To have slaves.
Yeah.
To do the work, that was a social norm that was accepted. That was totally okay. Someone eventually has to speak up against it. And I'm not sorry. People are like, oh, study on. That's a bit of a wild comparison. It's just the one that popped in my head. But it became a social norm. So, I guess history does show that the person who pushes against it always does get vilified. But, which I must say, it sucks. Because I know I could walk in a room and everyone just look at me like a piece of shit if I say it.
Yeah, and like I always feel like that when you do something that goes against you, as in like us, go against social norms, like being vegan is one of those things for me.
Yeah, that can be highly divisive.
Yeah, and I feel like people look at me like I've got two heads, and I think, am I on a different planet? Like, the fact that people find it so strange that you would do something that went against the flow.
I mean, a meat eater said to you, I won't say it was, but a meat eater said to you recently, I feel ostracized from vegan restaurants because they don't have meat there.
Yeah, they're that they're exclusive and they're preventing that they're just for vegans. Like
99% of the restaurants out there are ostracizing vegan. They're like, what?
well, it blew my mind because I was like, you do realize vegan food is also suitable for you. Like I get like it's the false anyway. That's a totally different rant that I could go on. It's the false comparisons that get me. Because saying if they came to my house and I only provided vegan food, to then say you're not providing for me, I provided vegan food for you.
Yeah.
Like it's a false comparison. Because in both situations, food was provided that the other could eat.
Yes. Yeah.
It's not just maybe a slab of chicken.
Yeah, just because we didn't meet what you specifically wanted on that day doesn't mean that we haven't found out, okay, you don't like baked beans and all we provide is baked beans.
Yeah, but equally, in every situation, I've not been asked what specific vegan thing would you like.
No, I know.
Different rants, different day.
We'll keep that around for another day, but I was just trying to relate something quite recent that happened.
Yeah.
To what you were saying.
Yeah, so basically anything that you do that goes against the flow of effect of you, they don't like it.
No, they really don't. And I feel like people gang up on you.
They do. Yeah. And then it's always, if you then say, if we were to say something, for example, why do you believe that the man should pay for the meal? Oh, I'm entitled to my beliefs. Do you know what I mean? It's always that, innit? It's like that you going against what they believe is somehow you're insulting them. I don't know how it gets to that point.
That's where
somehow it does.
It's ridiculous. But once emotion comes to it, there's no more resolution that's going to happen.
No.
It's just going to be belittling. It's going to be calling out all sorts of nonsense. And that's where I clock out of conversations. That's why I know I won't be good in politics.
Yeah.
Because I can't deal with the bickering.
Yeah.
I can't deal with the slander. I can't deal with the nonsense.
Yeah.
All I want to do is scrap all that as if we're all, I don't know, just scrap all the emotion and we just said it and just go to the core.
Isn't it? Like, these are the facts. Stop bringing in X, Y, Z that means nothing.
It just has no relevance. You're just confusing the subject. And it makes it really hard to follow. And I just get a lot and I'm like, I'm not willing to put time towards it. Literally,
we are two people going out for a meal. We've had the same thing. We're splitting the bill.
Exactly, yeah.
Like, we have gone and you're not paying for me because you're a man.
Exactly. We've both chosen that we'd like to go to this dinner. We both have the ability to pay for this dinner. We're not paying for one another's time. We've chosen to be there. We want to be there. We want to have that meal. Yeah. We've chosen the things on the menu for what we want individually. We've done that within our own financial bracket. Yeah. You have responsibility for your own meal. No, I'm not. What I will say is I'm not saying there can't be times where the man pays or the woman pays.
Yeah, totally.
Sure. Like maybe it's a birth you want to. Sure, like that. I'm totally fine with that.
But it's not based on gender, though, is it?
But it's not based on gender. I think that's the issue that we have is that by default, every meal the man pays for.
Yeah.
And by default, whatever. So I think it was the social norm. I do think more people break it these days, but I think it's still got a pretty strong, strong warriors still for the social norm to exist.
I don't know. Something I'd really like to know, if you are out there and you are part of the LGBTQ plus community, I'd love to know if you have to deal with this bullshit. I know you have to be clear, I know you deal with a lot more bullshit.
Well, I would say.
But in that particular matter, I'd love to know like people's experiences, like from a whole variety of different relationships.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see what LGBTQ plus community say about it. But there we go. Let us know. Everyone let us know. We don't say this to anger people. This is just it's how we see it. But I think it is quite an honest, if you strip it all back, I think it is quite a fair approach.
Yeah.
I understand how you on experience in Valentine's, that's probably more of a personal thing. And that's not saying people have to do it that way. But again, if you strip it back to what we're saying, I think it's quite reasonable. We're
just so logical.
Yeah, I think. Yeah,
problem.
We might be logical to a fault, like that, but I don't think there's anything unreasonable if you strip back what we're saying.
And I feel so, just to be a little bit cheesy, I feel so lucky that I've found the man of my dreams, and it just makes sense.
Makes sense.
That you make sense. That we understand each other. Like we have And we have differences of opinion on things, but in terms of worldview, we see things the same way, and I'm very appreciative of that. I love you.
I love you.
Love. Valentines.
Valentine. Right, before this gets too cheesy, let's move on.
Okay.
So it is time for Scott's WTF of the week. Every week the world gets a little weirder. Let's talk about the strangest thing that went down this week. Now, can you imagine what I'm about to say? And it is about love, but it is the most bizarre love story you're ever going to hear in your life.
Is it about chili lube?
No, that happened to a friend. I won't get into it. Have you heard of Erika Eiffel? And this isn't a joke.
No.
Erika Eiffel made the headlines for holding a commitment ceremony with the Eiffel Tower. This was actually inspired by a deep emotional connection, and she viewed the tower not as a metal, but a stable, enduring partner reflecting her orientation. So, she actually officially married the Eiffel Tower years ago. That happened. Erika Eiffel. It's not made up. It's a real thing.
Okay.
And Erika actually suffers from a specific condition, let's say. Hope I haven't got that right. It's called objectum sexual.
Okay.
This is a real thing. So objectum sexuality is a rare sexual orientation where people form romantic sexual attachments to objects.
So many questions.
So instead of a human, they have a sexual attachment to an object.
Okay.
Like a candle.
Ouch.
Or a doorknob.
Oh.
An object. So, yeah, and it is found totally worldwide in both men and women, but it's usually often misunderstood as a fetish or some sort of trauma, but it's a completely legitimate orientation. And now I'm starting to think it's not a condition, but sorry if I got that wrong. But then this is a real thing, objectum sexuality. Anyway, Erika has loved many things.
Oh.
She has loved not a fighter pilot, a fighter jet.
Okay.
A physical fighter jet. She's loved and currently has she currently has a relationship with a tower crane.
Okay.
She currently has a relationship so she's left the Eiffel Tower. That it just didn't quite work out.
Or what?
Yeah, they're divorced. She left the fighter jet. She also went out with a fence for a bit, but now she's going out with a tower crane. And yeah, it's a real thing. Erika actually was quoted. She said, "People think I can just point at an object and decide to love it. But I had no control of my relationship to the Eiffel Tower. If this was all about control, I'd love my toaster."
What? That quote? Sorry. If this was all about control, so she's saying that she can't control it, yeah?
Yes.
And she's saying if she could control it, she'd choose her toaster. Not a human. She'd choose to love her toaster if she could choose. That's what I've taken from
Yeah,
it.
she's saying that love is a feeling, right? So it's not like... Because she's saying she doesn't have control over love. Like, you just love what you love.
Yeah, but she's saying that if it was about control, and she could control it, she'd love a toaster. She's saying, look, I don't choose to love the Eiffel Tower. If I could choose, obviously it would be the toaster.
Or maybe she's cheating. Maybe there's some...
But why, if you could choose, would you? Oh, sorry, I feel like I'm being really mean to her.
I don't
Would
know.
you
This is why we
choose
have to be
humans?
careful with it.
Okay, I think I'm sorry.
Well,
I've
no,
just been
well, I
awful.
don't think she would because she has this objectum sexuality. So I think in her current state, she wouldn't choose a human because that's not what she has a sexual desire for.
No, but does she? Is it to the degree that she wouldn't wish that she could want humans? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, potentially, but she also might not. I don't know. I can't speak for her, but potentially. But because all she's known is a sexual lust for objects, she might see humans being a strange thing.
I can get that. People are gross.
Because but that's her normal, right?
Yeah.
Her normal's always been objects. She's probably grown up being attached to objects.
Yeah.
So she probably sees humans as like, no, I just can't even comprehend that.
Yeah.
If her desire doesn't even comprehend her desire
No,
to...
I get that. I'm being very judgmental, and I'm sure our great grandchildren will be like, God, great granny, you didn't think that people could have relationships with things. How discriminatory.
Yeah, just to add, it's a German tower crane. So I don't know if...
Very multicultural she is.
Yeah, I don't know how that works long distance because I don't think she lives in Germany. But yeah, she even turned to the Berlin Wall at one point. But look, I think we laugh at times because it's just so shocking. Like, we just can't... I mean, I've never even heard of this thing before. It's obviously quite an acute thing, but apparently it exists. I looked it up. It was in a lot of articles. I got this from a Vice article, which I feel is pretty reliable. What's wild, Western countries very much look down on it, but what country do you think actually is very accepting of it?
Which country do I think will be fine with people being in love with objects? I don't know, where are sex dolls made?
China.
I'll go with China.
No, Japan. Japan accepting of OS. They're familiar with OS. And yeah, apparently it's been influenced by traditions. Don't know what that means. But yeah, apparently Japan, which you can understand, Japan's very accepting. And I must say, if you look into, that could be a whole different episode, but if you look into how Japan approaches connection and relationships, this actually makes a lot of sense. Probably the quickest way to understand what I'm talking about, because we need a whole episode for me to explain, because Japan approaches relationships and connection through a very different way to other countries. It's a really fascinating thing that we learned when we went there, and it's hard to articulate in 5 minutes. The quickest way to understand it is go watch the recent film called Rental Family with
Brendan Fraser.
Brendan Fraser. It's a new film called Rental Family, and this is something that happens in Japan. This will give you just an insight into how Japan looks at relationships. It's really fascinating. It's a really calm. There's a bit of sadness to it, but it's a nice film. That'll give you a clue to what I'm talking about here.
Yeah, it's a sweet film.
But yeah, any final comments on that?
I don't know. It's hard, isn't it? Because like I don't want to be like too judgmental. Because each to their own. And if she's not hurting anyone, then I don't see the problem. See, you know what we've said all throughout this episode. The minute you go against a social norm,
there we
people
go.
want to criticize you. People take it personally. I feel like I've done that a bit with Erica Eiffel. So I do apologize. If you are experiencing OS, I see you. I accept you. And I'm sorry.
Well, I think that you've come round. That's important. And I think it's understandable, a little snake, because it's quite shocking compared to what we know. Like, we didn't even know that existed 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
So I think it's understandable that it would throw us a bit. But if there is anyone who genuinely suffers from it, suffer is probably the wrong word. I lack an understanding in it. But if you do have OS, let us know. We'd love to interview you.
Yes, we would.
And understand more about it.
Indeed. That was a very interesting WTF of the week. And I think maybe now it's time for Shelby's Good Vibes Only. Let's take a break from the chaos. Here's something to make you smile this week.
Shelby's Good Vibes Only.
Senior neighbours have got engaged after 40 plus years.
Beautiful.
Isn't it? Art and Marilyn had been neighbours in Lexington in Kentucky for over 40. Both lost their spouses, that they got really close. Both had spent years caring for their late partners, and unexpectedly, life gave them a second chance at love. So they bonded over their mutual sorrow, their mutual difficulties, and Art proposed to Marilyn during a romantic igloo date at Gatton Park's Winter Village, and there was a Christmas tree light show glowing in the background. And he said it would be great that we could get to love each other, love and hold each other into our golden years. So I think that's just so lovely that later in life people can find love. And Marilyn said, I would love to marry you with all my heart and love and soul forever, forever. So very cute, old couple. They've gone viral on TikTok, which I think is great.
I'm not surprised. That's lovely. Just shows love isn't dead.
No, and according to Netflix, Love is Blind, which I've managed to talk Scott into watching an episode of, and we shall continue.
No, Love is Blind is actually all right. Yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it? It's beautiful that they can, especially with their spouses passing. I can't imagine how difficult that is to even process that and then even consider loving someone else at that age.
Mm.
I feel like once you get, they've most likely been with their partner for so long. I don't know. I think it'd be hard to even entertain love again.
1,000%. And I think losing a partner, like a lifelong partner, I think, well, at any age really, I don't think that is something that anyone could possibly understand unless they've been through it. Of course, you can have sympathy and you can empathise, and we all know loss. But I think losing your partner, I don't think that is something that, if you got into a relationship with someone that hadn't experienced it, I don't think that someone could possibly understand what you've been through. So I think that the fact that they've both been through that terrible experience, I think it's so lovely that they can be there for each other and fully understand what that experience is like. So very sweet.
Yeah, it's beautiful. So to Art and Marilyn, we wish you many more loving years.
We do, absolutely.
Thank you, everyone. Again, if you want to go watch a similar episode, go to episode 15, 1 quiz, 5 love languages, discussing results and growing, a couple podcasts. That'll tell you our love languages.
It will.
And give you some direction if you want to learn how to do yours as well. But before we do say goodbye, please can you do us a big favour and whack the like button with a giant foam finger, launch subscribe into orbit, drop 5 stars on the podcast like a bag of exploding marshmallows, and share the episode by screaming it through a megaphone in a library. It really does help us keep going. Another adventure wrapped up.
But the journey never ends.
Keep your bags packed for the next one. And remember, when in doubt, just say, Yalla Habibi. See you next time.